In the world of gaming, few names echo as loudly as Nintendo, but before Mario's jump and Zelda's adventures, there existed a humble playing card company poised for an unexpected leap in the realm of electronic entertainment. Now, believe it or not, the story of Nintendo actually begins in 1889. This is when Fusajiro Yamauchi founded Nintendo as a producer of handcrafted playing cards. Fusajiro was a young man who played card games illegally in Japan. Upon hearing that the ban of his favorite hobby has been lifted, he was overjoyed and soon opened up his very own company where he could manufacture his own cards. This company was named Nintendo. These cards were really beautifully illustrated, and they quickly gained popularity in a country captivated by games of chance. Now, Nintendo's success with these cards laid the groundwork for their ventures into various businesses, including taxi services, a love hotel chain, and even a venture into instant rice. But it wasn't until the 1970s that Nintendo found its true calling. The company shifted gears, embracing the expanding world of electronic gaming. Now, their venture in the electronic gaming began with a device called Color TV Game 6. It was released only in Japan in 1977, and it featured only one game, Light Tennis, which looked and played a lot like Pong. It sold 1 million units, and it was a success for Nintendo. This was just the start for Nintendo's groundbreaking journey into the realm of interactive entertainment. They came along a game changer, the Nintendo Entertainment System, or what we used to call it as kids, NES, with its iconic gray box and game-changing title, Super Mario Bros. Nintendo revolutionized the industry by reviving the gaming market, which had previously been devastated by the crash in the mid-80s. And this innovation wasn't confined to just gaming consoles. Nintendo introduced the world to the first Game Boy in 1989, putting pocket-sized gaming into the hands of millions. With Tetris as its flagship game, the Game Boy became an instant sensation. Now, I could talk about Tetris all day long, but when it came out with Game Boy, it was a stroke of genius. The portable nature of the device allowed players to enjoy the addictive game anywhere. Tetris became an absolute cultural phenomenon. I remember being a kid coming downstairs in the morning and seeing my dad in his pajamas playing this game. It didn't matter your age, your gender, whatever. It was easy to understand, the mechanics were accessible and easy to play, and both casual and hardcore gamers loved this game. The game had catchy music, it was simple yet challenging gameplay, and it was really the first game I ever remember anybody becoming addicted to. But Nintendo continued to push the boundaries, and they introduced Super Nintendo System, also known as SNES, and later the Nintendo 64. But a lot of people just don't realize the genius behind Nintendo. Sure, you could have a fun playing addictive game, but there's one more thing that people forget that Nintendo really did create on their own. Do you remember Link's adventures in The Legend of Zelda, or the thrilling races in Mario Kart, the heartwarming adventures with Pokemon? Nintendo made these characters come to life. We fell in love with the characters and their stories. We wanted to rescue the princess. But little did Nintendo know, even with all the success they had and were having, the good times were going to get a little rocky. There have definitely been periods where their market share and the console sales were much, much lower. Just to name a few of their, let's just say, less than loved ideas, the Wii U, released in 2012, faced numerous challenges. Its marketing failed to effectively communicate its unique features because they were confused about whether it was an add-on for the Wii or a new console altogether. The system struggled with a lack of third-party support and limited game library. These factors contributed to poor sales compared to its predecessor, the highly successful Wii. Now, during this time, Nintendo faced intensified competition from other gaming platforms like Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft's Xbox. The rise of mobile gaming, especially on smartphones and tablets, also posed challenges to traditional gaming consoles. The Wii U's underperformance prompted a necessary shift in strategy, and in 2017, Nintendo launched the Nintendo Switch, a hybrid console that could be used both as a home console and a portable gaming device. Now, while the Switch has been a massive success, the transition period between the Wii U and the Switch eroded Nintendo's market position. There have been periods when third-party support for Nintendo consoles have been limited, affecting the ability or the availability of games being delivered to the consumer. Long story short, the gaming industry and Nintendo, they weren't getting along very well, so there were less games on Nintendo's system than there were on everybody else's. Now, when it comes to some of the decline in Nintendo's performance, there are also other external factors, including global economic downturns, which can impact consumer spending on non-essential items like gaming consoles. Now, I'm not the huge gamer that I used to be. However, despite these challenges, Nintendo did show resilience, and they still have a very large market share. I still believe Nintendo plays a large role in the world of gaming today. They still offer family-friendly alternatives. They still have the iconic characters that myself and many of you have grown up with, but they were able to do one thing that a lot of companies just aren't able to do. Think of McDonald's and Coca-Cola. They were able to become cultural icons. Nintendo was able to do the same thing. It's become part of the cultural fabric, shaped childhoods, and fostered a sense of nostalgia for millions worldwide. But of course, I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Is Nintendo still a gaming system that you love to play today, or is it more of a nostalgia-based gaming system that you really don't care about anymore?